Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. Mark, are you ready to dive into something pretty interesting today?
Oh, you know it, Jenny. I've been itching to talk about Emily Young's big move. It's not every day someone leaves a big name like Linus Media Group and steps out on their own.
Right? It's a big deal. For those who don't know, Emily, formerly known as Anthony, was a familiar face, a host and writer at Linus Media Group, and she recently announced she's going solo. Plus, she shared she's transgender, which adds another layer to this whole thing.
Exactly. It's fascinating on so many levels. I mean, think about it. She's navigating this massive career shift while also going through a significant personal journey. That takes serious guts.
It really does, and she's doing it all so publicly. I saw her announcement video, and it's clear she's thought a lot about this. She even mentioned stepping back from hosting for a bit.
Yeah, that's a smart move. Gives her some breathing room, you know? Here's the thing about transitioning careers. It's never easy. But add in this personal transition. Wow.
So let's start with the career side of things. What's your take on this trend of people leaving established media companies to become independent creators?
Well, it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, you've got creative freedom. You're your own boss. You set your own hours. You pick your own projects. But it's also a lot of work. You're suddenly responsible for everything. Production, editing, marketing, not to mention finding a way to make money.
That's what I was thinking. It's like you're trading one set of challenges for another. And for Emily, she's chosen to rely on direct support from her audience. Patreon, Ko-Fi, that sort of thing.
Which is a solid strategy. I mean, if you've built a loyal following, they're often willing to support you directly. It's kind of like, remember those old school public television pledge drives? But for the internet age.
Ha! Good analogy. It's interesting, though, how different that is from traditional media, where it's all about ad revenue and sponsors. Do you think this direct support model is sustainable?
It can be. It depends on the creator, the content, and the audience. The thing is, you have to keep delivering value. You have to keep people engaged now. And that can be tough when you're a one-person show.
Speaking of engagement, how do you think Emily's personal journey might impact her connection with her audience?
That's a great question. I think it could make her connection even stronger. She's being authentic, right? Sharing her true self. That resonates with people. You see this with a lot of creators who share personal stories.
I agree. But it also opens her up to more scrutiny, maybe even negativity. The internet isn't always the kindest place, especially when it comes to LGBTQ+ issues.
Sadly, that's true. But, I think the tech community, in general, is becoming more inclusive. And having someone like Emily, who's already known in the field, coming out as trans, that's a big deal for representation.
It really is. I was reading this report from the GLAD Media Institute, and they were saying how important visibility is for creating acceptance. Emily's story could be a beacon for other trans people in tech.
Oh man, this is so important. I was just reading Dr. Jillian T. Weiss's work on transgender inclusion in the workplace, and she makes a great point about challenging preconceptions. Emily's doing just that in the tech media space. It's a ripple effect,
That's a great point. And, it makes me think about the broader picture of tech journalism. Are we going to see more independent creators, more diverse voices, shaping the narrative?
I sure hope so. I mean, think about how much tech coverage is out there. Now imagine that with a wider range of perspectives, different backgrounds, different lived experiences. That's how you get a more complete picture of what's going on.
It's exciting to consider. But also, I can't help but wonder about the challenges. Like, how do you maintain journalistic integrity without the resources of a big media company?
That's a valid concern. I guess it comes down to the individual creator's commitment to accuracy, transparency, and all that good stuff. But hey, it's a new frontier, right? We're figuring this out as we go.
True. And Emily's journey is going to be a fascinating case study. I'm really curious to see what kind of content she creates, how she engages with her audience, and how she navigates this new chapter.
Me too. It's like we're witnessing a shift in real time. And honestly, I'm here for it. It's inspiring to see someone take control of their career and their identity like this.
So what's the takeaway here? What should our listeners be thinking about as they follow Emily's story?
I'd say keep an open mind. This is about more than just tech. It's about personal growth. It's about the changing media landscape. And it's about the importance of diversity and inclusion. And, maybe be a little kinder on the internet.
Well said, Mark. I think that's a great note to end on. This is a story we'll definitely be following, and I'm sure there will be lots to learn along the way. Thanks for breaking it down with me today.
Anytime, Jenny. It's been a blast, as always. And to our listeners, Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.